moments before this podcast just started, Judd just said, "I don't know, I don't care." Judd doesn't even care about you all. All these millions of listeners.
I don't.
Millions and millions of people.
HBO Max just dropped like a post on Facebook saying, "Drop a bunny emoji if you have a crush on Lola Bunny," and then it's like a picture of Lola Bunny with her like chest puffed out. I don't know.
Bunny?
You know the one from Space Jam, the one that
right.
walked on screen, and you thought, I don't know if I should be letting my kids watch this anymore.
Oh yeah. The female Bugs Bunny, essentially.
Yeah.
Except in the Looney Tunes cinematic universe, there is also a female Bugs Bunny as well as a Lola Bunny, I'm sure. So that's... I don't know how much that holds up, but whatever. Aren't they doing another Space Jam?
I don't know.
Probably. It's probably going to be a sequel to that Bill and Ted somehow as well. It's like...
It was supposed to be what's-his-face that was in the fucking helicopter crash.
No... I think it was
Bugs Bunny's the one who caused it and went, "Hey, what does this one do?"
Oh no. Oh god. They're doing a sequel and it's coming out next year.
Oh god.
It's already got a 4.1 out of 5 stars on Facebook because Facebook knows what they're doing. It's gonna have LeBron James in it. I wonder if it was supposed to. Who was it? It was Kobe, wasn't it? Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe, that's it.
But yeah, he wasn't. I don't know if he was supposed to be in it, and then they've just removed him, or what. But yeah, he's not.
Did you think they use? Did you think they're using CG like in a Star Wars movies for Princess Leia?
Maybe they are. I don't know.
Do you think he's going to be a really shit person though? Do you think he's going to be like really jolty, going, "Wow, Bugs, that was a really great shot"?
No, they should just do a version of him where he's a cartoon like the rest of the Looney Tunes. This is really dark.
Guys, I came back. I was animated. No. This is my new form.
This awful people.
When the helicopter crashed, me and my daughter went through a portal and we became...
Oh my god. That's fucking hell. Everyone has now stopped listening to this podcast and I don't blame them. Speaking of I almost said awful people dying and that's not what I meant. I meant awful deaths of people. Sad Black Panther is dead.
He was sad all the time.
No.
He was just sad all the time.
Oh, well, I suppose maybe it was. I mean...
He did have cancer. Oh, was it cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you would be sad all the time.
It is sad, though. Like, is it...
Yeah, it is sad, yeah, I was sad, yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what's bad, though, is most people will have, like, a selfish reaction to it initially, of, like, what are they going to do with my favourite film now? And I'm not... Well, I am a bit ashamed to say that was also me. I was like, oh, shit, what are they going to do now? Rather than thinking, oh, that's sad that human's died, you know?
I mean, I didn't think that because I didn't know they were doing another one if they were going to do another one, but... Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. It's very sad. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just like... It was similar to when... Carrie Fletcher or like Stan Lee died. For me, it's just I don't know, not a nice one. And I don't really know what else to say about it. Judd, say something.
Go on.
Tell me something. What did you want to tell me?
So I started working at a new place this week.
Oh, all right. How?
Yeah.
Why? What? Wait, no, it's the same job, same company, but a different site.
Same job, same company. Well, not really the same job. I'm more sort of like somebody's assistant now, just like grabbing them shit and like just doing odd bits when they need me to. But it's only for a couple of weeks. It's because
just
this
turn
guy
that microphone down a tiny bit, like on the thing.
There we go. So it's only because this guy is going through into Manchester every day, and you know he wanted somebody to essentially he needed somebody to split the fuel money with, and also
a tiny bit more. I'm sorry, this is very distracting, but
also
and that now we can't hear him at all. That's great. That's good.
How's this?
Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. Wayne, big boss man of the company, basically went and weighed the job up with him, and he said, no, you can't just be doing this on your own. You need someone to be able to run and grab your shit as well, because you're going to be spending fucking hours, like... Because he needs to be on a harness, because he's not really hanging off the side of a building. He's just sort of laid in a position where he could almost be hanging off the side of a building. So he needs to have a harness on. So he can't.
Did they try and get the fattest person who works from there to like weigh him down on the other end? Is that what it is?
Yeah. They were like, Jordan, you're a fat fuck.
Even I felt bad about that. Like when I said it, I was like, oh, this is a bit far.
But, yeah, they just really all they needed was like someone to run and grab him shit when he needed, because he was all harnessed up and like hooked up to the ceiling, so he wouldn't be able to. Every other second he'd have to take the harness off, go over, grab the thing, go back over, put the harness on. So that's all I'm doing really. But I'm in Manchester for a bit. And there's not really exciting happening. There's not really exciting happening over there. The only thing that I sort of wanted to talk about on the podcast is that there's some like really, really nice scenery as you get into Manchester, like all the hills and the fields and everywhere. There's just some bits that look really nice. And I got pissed off because we're going down the road. I'm looking at all like the pretty hills and like the sheep and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is lovely, this. And as we're going along the motorway, I see on one of the bridges somebody's painted on it. Fuck the system, and I'm like, I
thought you were gonna say fuck nature.
Because like the wheels were turning in my head, and I thought, this is in the middle of nowhere. This is like really out of the way. Someone has got in their car, driven out here, and they must have hung off the side of this bridge as well. They must have been wearing a fucking harness.
It was just some idiot who wanted to do some spray, and they didn't even know what they wanted to write, did they?
And they wrote "fuck the system," and I'm like. What is this system that you're so adamant? The only people that's going to see this in the morning are people that are heading to work and fucking sheep. You're not going to change anything. I looked at it, I'm like, what an idiot! That's such a waste of time. Like,
you weren't even bothered that it was vandalism or that it looked shit or anything. You were just bothered they'd wasted their day. I
know, like, because they've wasted their day doing that, and in fact, they will have been like. Right, okay, I'm gonna fight the system somehow. I'm gonna fight Boris. How do I do this?
Just write a Reddit post or something, you know?
Yeah, more people would have seen it, probably. Like, it made no sense. This guy has gone out of his way. He's planned his day around this. He will have had to go out during night so he didn't get caught. He's hung off the side of a bridge in the middle of nowhere and painted. And it looked like paint as well. It didn't look like spray. It looked like paint. He's painted "fuck the system" on the side of a bridge. And I thought, you know what? It ruins a really nice view, and also it's just such a waste of fucking time. I was walking into work like in York. I think it were Monday.
Sorry, Judd, I have to say, while you're ranting about this, can you read out what it says on your t-shirt?
I don't know. This is a work shirt. It's just some random shit I put on. I think it was Grandad.
Read it out.
I'm not listening.
I'll read it, Judd. Just stand up. Okay. Just stand up. I'll read it out.
Well, if you know what it is,
I can't see it from there. I can only see the. I can't see it properly. You need to stand up.
I can see what it says now.
It says, as Judd's bitching about all of this, it says, I'm not insensitive, I just don't give a shit.
I don't know what it says on my shirt. I put this on because I knew I might get a load of paint all over it.
I just find it funny that...
I don't think it's my shirt. I think it's my granddad's. A 60-year-old man owns this shirt.
It's just funny the picture of you complaining about this paint on
I don't know. I'm a working man. I have to wear working man's clothes so that I don't sully my nice clothes.
Hey Judd, I've been doing some painting myself. I've been helping convert.
Shut up! I've got one more thing to complain about.
Okay, go on then. Go on, Mr. Not Insensitive.
It's a similar thing. I was walking into work on the Monday because I was still in York on the Monday, and there's this like white fence as you what like near the bit where you are walking to work, and somebody had like written on it in like a fucking Sharpie, "Fuck Boris," and I posted this on my Facebook. I'm like, you showed him. Yeah. You got him.
You got him.
What? Why? Some old biddy's gonna have to come up and fucking repaint that fence now. All you're doing is ruining her day. Like, it's how is that gonna get him? Do you think somebody's gonna ring up in like Conservatives HQ and be like, Boris, we've got one, we've got an anarchist on our hands. Boris is like,
no. So that person, right, is they obviously want, like, these are people who like wanted to do some sort of vandalism. And didn't just want to, they didn't actually have a cause, they just felt like doing something.
Yeah.
But say they were like in that sort of position and wanted to protest against, like, you know, how the government's been. What would you, the genius, recommend to do rather than just scribble on a fence?
Because
I'm with
vote,
you. Don't scribble.
Just vote.
That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that's a respectable thing to do. If you don't like the way things are doing, actively go out to change them. Don't write "fuck Boris" on a fence, and don't write "fuck the system" for what is essentially a bunch of sheep, bunch of doe-eyed sheep to stare at all day. Brilliant.
And then that's not even the animals. That's the people going to work. Am I right?
Yeah,
am I right? Capitalism.
Yeah.
What? Fuck
stupid people.
Yeah, well, would you rather them go out and like sort of campaign, like sort of like become like a Labour Party campaigner then instead, or like not that one, an opposing party, whatever?
To be honest, I don't really like any of the parties right now, so I don't know who I'd want them to be, but.
I'm not saying like which party would you like them to go and you know
it'd be better.
But...
I don't really like Labour, but I'd prefer them to go out and do that. Yeah.
No, Jude, you're missing the point. I'm saying, would you just prefer them to go out and be activists for what? Even if they like Boris, do you think they should? If someone has scribbled on that fence, Boris is best, or something like that. Would you rather them go out and just become like an advocate for the Tory party, like, you know, hand people leaflets, tell them about the policies, that sort of thing? Is that what you mean?
Instead of writing Boris is best or fuck Boris on a fence.
Yeah, go out and sort of
campaign
for a political party.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because it's just he's more responsible.
What about someone who just like writes "fuck Boris" on a piece of paper and takes a picture of that and posts it on Facebook?
Well, I mean, I'd still laugh at him. But that's better because it's your piece of paper. You're not. If you steal my piece of paper, fuck Boris and hand it back to me, then we're gonna have a fucking issue, bud. But
So what about this one then? I'm just throwing all these scenarios out here. What if, there's like you've got a wall of your house that faces a main road, and you'd do a massive mural of Boris with like devil horns and stuff like that, getting shat on, and. Or something like that, so like some picture of like making Boris look really bad, and or something, something like that. Sort of essentially like an art of saying fuck Boris.
Okay, so one, that's their private property. So I believe they should have the right to do that because it's their property. And two, it's more creative and has some sort of talent and effort being put into it. So. That I wouldn't mind because I don't necessarily like Boris. My issue is not that I like Boris. It's that people are vandalising public property to perpetrate some sort of message, which they're actually probably not. They're probably just doing it because they're retards and they think it's funny. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. What if they wrote in massive letters "fuck Boris"? Like if they did that exact painting, you saw that "fuck the system," but did it on their own house.
It's I mean, it's slightly less worse than them doing on public property, but it's still stupid. Like the fact that you are that much of a moron that you're going to deface your own house with saying fuck the system on it to get some sort of a message across to people just shows you how much of a moron you are. Like,
right? Okay. Yeah, probably. It is funny to think though, but when you say you can't just like allow people to paint their own houses with whatever they want, especially if it's something like really bad, because it'd bring down the value of all the houses in that area. It'd bring down the value of that entire area. So
if it's something like awful, if it's something like just not nice, then
Boris
no.
like I don't even want to say on stream.
Boris likes to nonce little boys. He likes to suck their little willies.
No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no, we don't want to see it, but like...
Can you just put up a lovely mural of a cat, please? I'll look at that. I'll walk out.
Yeah, but Judd, cats are pretty shit, though, aren't they? Though, really, though.
They're all right. I mean, I'm, you know, they're fine. I'm much more of a dog.
Fuck cats. I'm gonna go out in front of my house and paint "fuck cats."
Fuck the system of cats.
Fuck the cats. Fuck the caste system. We went back to political for a second for some reason. Then
cats are on the phone. They're on the horn. Meow. We've got one.
Speaking of things that are pretty stupid, Judd, I'm anticipating you finding this relatively stupid. I've mentioned something similar before, but I did my first sort of fashion drop. Do you know what a drop is? Like if they do a drop of... No?
It's no. I mean, I think yeah, but
so
no.
It's essentially like where this is. I've noticed this, by the way. As soon as I start telling Judd about something he don't give a shit about on the podcast, he opens a new tab and starts browsing memes or something, and I can see the light on his camera.
I'm looking for topics.
I can see it. No, he's not. He's not. He's probably watching porn. It's like no, but I did my first fashion drop, and basically it's where a piece of limited clothing or shoes goes on sale, or it might be like a bunch of different pieces, but they're all limited, and they're very sought after because the cheapest you will ever pay for them is buying them from the store. So like the perfect example of it is Supreme. They've got a drop happening tomorrow, and they've got a bunch of clothes coming out, and some shoes, some accessories and that. And say like there's like a keychain that might be like £10 for this keychain. Quite a bit, isn't it, for a keychain? But the thing is, if you hold on to that keychain for like 2 months, you might be able to sell it on for £40-50. So that's why they become so like anticipated, because they're so limited and that sort of thing. And I participated in my first sort of like mini one, because do you know TGF on YouTube, Judd?
Yeah, I know TGF, yeah.
Well, their merch brand is called Childish, and they essentially do their merch like that.
I thought is that not H3H3s?
No.
What's this? Because his was like a bear or something. I thought they were called
merch. What is it? What's it called? Teddy Fresh. His is called
Teddy Fresh. Okay.
Yeah, but his is different because you just buy it, and it's fucking hell. It's really expensive. His hoodies are like $85. There's a hoodie here for $100. Although that is a SpongeBob collab for the the 85 one, and the 100 one's quilted. So. That's still a lot, though. Bearing in mind, the TGF one was like 60 something. But yeah, they released the most limited drop they've had, and everything sold out within 11 minutes, which is pretty cool. That's nothing on Supreme. Supreme sells out within seconds. But I don't know, it was pretty exhilarating, like waiting for like the site to go live and that, and like a countdown, and just like trying to click really quick to add things to your basket and then fill in your details and all that sort of thing. It was pretty cool, and I managed to get one of each of everything. So there was a hoodie, a t-shirt, a pair of socks, and a box of cereal. Because, you know, cereal. It was because all the merch was cereal themed. They always have some like weird different theme each time. So last time it was like a theme park theme, and this time it was cereal themed. So they actually released a box of cereal too. But what do you think of this sort of? You know, would you like to do a drop at some point? Would you find something like that interesting? Because I figured that you might enjoy it if they did like drops on like Warhammer stuff.
I mean, they kind of have before, but the only sort of thing that they've done like that is like there was these dice bags you could get that were limited edition, but you could only get them if you participated in a specific event that was happening at the time.
Yeah, they do that sometimes with fashion as well.
There was that, and also like sometimes you can only pick up specific models at like a certain event. Like if you go to Warhammer Fest, they might be like, "Oh, buy this Space Marine model that you can only get here, and if you don't get it, then you don't get it at all." Yeah. So there is sometimes stuff like that.
And do they resale for like a bit as well? Do they cost, you know, do they just sort of like give them away at events?
No, they don't give them away. You have to buy them.
You have to buy them.
So like if you go in, there was there's a model called Librarian for the Space Marines, which is like he uses psychic powers and magic and shit. And a normal Librarian in Terminator armor would be about 20, 30 quid. At this event, I believe it was 50 or 60 because it was like
exclusive.
It was an exclusive cast. It was, it wouldn't be done again. You could only get it there. So
yeah, and then if someone resold that because I'm guessing it sold out there.
Yeah, it's sold out.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Let me see. So if you wanted to like buy that on eBay, then what would it cost you? Like, I'm guessing it'd cost like more if it's same.
But yeah, you might be able to get away with, doing it with what they sold it at. It depends. If you've got it mint, then it'd probably go for more. It'd go for a bit less if you've already built it and painted it in a specific Legion's color because they might not want that Legion, or they might have thought they'd done a better job. But if you're a professional studio like your Den of Imagination, and you have this event exclusive model and you've painted it up to like your highest quality standards, you could maybe get away with selling that for 150.
Yeah.
So
that's No, it's interesting because it is pretty much the exact same principle then, because I think I can't remember how much these cost. I'm just looking at because last week there was a Supreme Nike collaboration thing, and they had this sort of just like a jumper essentially with like a Supreme Nike logo. It's there's nothing crazy about it, and I think I can't remember the price on it. Let me just look it up. Supreme New York. I think normally they're like maybe up to 100 on these things. Where is it? Here it is. Right. What was it? 80. Oh wait, no, that's shorts. Shorts were 88. Yeah, the crew neck was at 120 essentially. And that only dropped a week ago, and people who've got it are now selling them for 230 already, as long as they've got them brand new. It's a pretty interesting concept. And then there's some shoes coming out tomorrow that I'm gonna get. They're called Community Garden. The Community Nike Dunk Low Community Gardens. They're 80 90 pounds to buy, and they've not even come out yet, and people are already asking for about 350. Well, anywhere between 320 and 600, depending on what size you get. If you get a size 15, someone's asking for 1,500 already, which is pretty crazy, because they've not even come out yet. But yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting concept, anyway. Do you would you ever participate in a drop if it was? Because like you were saying that they have exclusive ones at. Oh, my knees. They have exclusive ones on my knees. No, I'm just stretching my knees. They hurt. They have exclusive stuff at events, but do you think that a lot of other industries, like maybe even video games in some ways, and also, like your models and that, do you think they should maybe adopt like stuff like this? Because I'm thinking for Warhammer, they could have sort of like your main models and that sort of thing, and then they could essentially have like almost like skins for the same models, where it's like the same person but in a different pose or something like that, or enhanced in some way, where their ability is the exact same, because they don't want to mess up the balance and that, do they? But it's like only a certain amount exist, and then like obviously they would resell for more and that sort of thing.
Well, essentially that's what that one I was just talking about was, because you could already get a Space Marine Librarian in Terminator armor with the same loadout. You could already do that, but you could never have one that looked like this. Like I'll see if I can find a picture of you. It looked fucking sick.
Nah, I'm not that interested. But like online, that could be pretty cool. Or even, do you think Supreme should do a collab with Warhammer, and then they could release a Supreme model? It could be like a Supreme Commando or something like that, and it'd have like one of those Supreme money guns. Have you seen one of those? It could have one of those.
Nice.
That would be funny. No, would you not like that?
I wouldn't. I'd fucking hate that. I sent you a picture of it anyway, even though you don't care. But he's got like fucking fat flames coming out of his hand. He's got like a weird demon thing going, yeah, like being summoned from it.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm excited because there's another drop tomorrow with some Vans, and I'm a big Vans boy, so some Supreme Vans would be pretty cool. But a lot of people have been saying they don't think they're gonna resell for any more than you buy them for. But yeah, those community garden ones be pretty cool. Could be pretty cool. Other thing is, Judd. The Corona update.
Oh God, here we go. Here we fucking go.
We're what the fuck's going on? I've never been more confused. Oh, my light's falling down. Oh no, it's completely covered my camera. Brilliant podcast material. Sorry, hold on a second.
Oh, that's awful to listen to.
What what is going on though? Because in the UK now, we've almost slid back a bit, but not really. It's like we've had a little spike of more cases, haven't we? Yeah. And then the government's like, right, we need to do something before it gets bad. And but the thing is, the things they've like reverted are the stuff that's obviously not the problem. They've just had this eat out to help out scheme that must be the problem. Everyone's going to restaurants and shit.
Immediately I went, well, can you fucking blame us? Like we were basically fine. And then immediately the government's just gone, oh, well, now we're doing this scheme where we're going to have it so to revitalise the hospitality industry. We're going to have this deal on where you get 50% off of your meal if it's under £10 in restaurants and fast food places. I was like, great, okay, all right. What's the catch?
What the deal is, but
what's the catch? You have to eat inside. Wow! What? Why? Why is that the catch?
Surely it should be the opposite.
Yeah, surely to God it should be. It's 50% off if you fuck off with it. Don't eat inside. Don't eat around. Why have they done that? What has gone through their heads?
It's
I don't understand.
But the thing is, the changes they've made is you're not allowed gatherings as to more than 6 now, anywhere. In restaurants, pubs, private home, apart from schools and offices.
Where it's obviously going to be the most affluent.
And the most unnecessary to have the big gatherings as well. Like there's no point having those big gatherings. Kids really, they don't... with how school is at the minute, my sister, obviously both our sisters will have gone back to school recently. And secondary school as well. And from what she's been telling me, they don't need to be in school. They could definitely be doing those classes over a video call and that sort of thing. So I don't. It's just not as necessary. And a lot of people can work from home because the stuff that isn't shut in or isn't that would require you to go in. That it's not large gatherings. It's stuff that's been open the whole time anyway. So it's just a bit stupid. And there's been some other little rules and that, and it just seems like we need to do something about it, and then just not actually solve the bit that needs solving.
Yeah.
To be fair though, I think they've timed it so that when this eat out to help out scheme is finished, which it has now, hasn't it? They made some changes so that it looks like the changes they've made has made a difference. But that's not going to be the case because it's just that the eat out scheme's not there, so people won't be going to restaurants as much. So it just seems, I don't know. But what might happen is it's looking like Leeds, which is a place near us where my office is for work. It might be going into lockdown again because there's been a big spike in cases. So I think that might mean that I'm not allowed to go into the office at all, which would be quite convenient for me because I can just be at home to solve everything. It means that any issues that I would have to go into the office for, everyone has to just be like, oh yes, I understand that you can just not have to do that for a long time. So that's interesting. But yeah, Corona. I'm not sure how restaurants and pubs are going to if they're going to stay open or not because of that. Are they or not? Because you can't have a gathering of more than 6 people.
I don't think they are. I don't know. I don't know if you could have tables of 6 people and have the table spaced out enough so that they can eat in peace, or you have to put a cap on how many people can be in.
Is it counted as a gathering if they like spaced a table apart? Is it not a gathering? I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it is. I mean, I've been going to Dungeons and Dragons every Saturday, and there's 6 people. There's 5 people at the table. Then another one sort of comes down every now and again, and then another person may or may not join us. So we'd have 6 people, and then one of them sort of just walking about. Is that illegal?
I don't know. To be honest, I think if they're gonna make stuff illegal, unfortunately for you, stuff like that should be the first thing. Like, you don't need to be playing Dungeons and Dragons in the same room like that, do you?
No, I know. I'm using it. I'm not. We can use it. We can use Discord. Like, that's fine. But I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah,
like,
I know, and it's just. But the example of it is, who knows? That's the point, isn't it? That who knows what's going to be open, what's not going to be open, all of that sort of thing. It's just I don't think they know at all what they're doing. But I don't think anyone, to be honest, as well. I think anyone in our government's position wouldn't know. Like, who would do a good job at this? I'd know
not to make a fucking deal on where it forced you to be in a crowded place. I'd know not to do that.
That's the thing. I think most people would do a damn better job than they're doing.
Yeah.
So the only saving grace is at least we're not America, because they've just done nothing essentially. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. But the reason I say that is because I think with the rules that have happened, tattoo parlors can still be open, and I was thinking about getting another tattoo.
All right.
What do you think about this? Have you got any plans for any tattoos or anything like that?
No. I'm only allowed to spend money on one thing, and this is what this can lead me onto a topic, unless you want to keep going with the tattoo.
Okay,
shit.
I'll ask you about tattoos at the end, because I've been gathering. Okay. I've been gathering a few ideas, and I like the idea of like a lightning in a bottle or lightning in a jar, and I want to get kind of a bigger tattoo because I've got a bit of money now because I'm getting paid. I can afford to drop £200 on a tattoo now. Not every fucking week, but you know, I can do it every other month or so, you know, if I wanted to. And so yeah, I was thinking maybe like a lightning in a jar thing. I'm not 100% certain where, but or anything like that. But I'd like a bigger upper arm piece. Then I do want a Spider-Man tattoo at some point as well. So that'd be pretty sweet. I can't show any ideas on the podcast, but you know, and then there's a few other bits. I don't know. I'd like to sort of go into a tattoo parlor, have one main big one, and then someone else do me like a few little ones at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because good old Smoky Sam's near us is a pretty reliable tattoo place that's like weirdly cheap actually. So yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going there. So I would go with Jasmine, but she's not got any money. Weirdly, I'm the one with the money now. It's like everyone I know passes round who gets to be the one with money at that time. There's never usually more than one person, because there's me, you, friend Carl, and girlfriend Jasmine. And it was you for a little while. Well, it was me first, I would say. Me first with my first job. Then it's been you for a little while. And then it's kind of gone back to me for a bit. And so, yeah, I'm guessing you aren't thinking about tattoos because you've got car to pay for. Is that correct? Oh.
No.
Oh, no.
So Tom...
You're being sued.
Thomas demanded that he has his laptop back next week because he is moving back into his college dorms, which I guess that's on. I suppose that's still happening then.
They might be shutting them. Who knows?
I don't know. But Tom is moving back into his college dorms, and we're going back to this. Should we have a look at PCs?
Oh, right. So are you want to buy a PC again? Is that what you're saying?
Here's the thing. I don't care about it being like amazing. If it can run a game on like high, like on high settings, that's fine. And I don't want to do anything crazy with it.
Okay, that still depends what game. Depends, like, you know, whether when you say run a game, like at what FPS are you looking for? You know, it's just
good. It's just good.
Okay, that
Like-
doesn't help.
Like, it just fine. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be fucking crazy. I don't want to spend like $1.50. I mean, I'll maybe spend $1,000.
Right,
Maybe,
okay.
hopefully a little bit less. Also, can you do like, is there a way to do like a monthly payment plan? Because that would make it easier.
Maybe it
Or-
depends.
or-
If you get one pre-built from PC World, then that's definitely possible. But
Okay, if you could look into getting one on like a monthly
you talking
payment
to me
plan.
like my fucking boss, like when I'm at work. Like,
Okay.
right, here's your next
Yeah.
task. Here's your.
So Jake, this is what we've got to do next, because I know that you know you just sat at home fucking twiddling your fucking dick. So here's what we've got to do. We're gonna log onto PC World, me and you right now. Come on, snap, come on.
This is not a. We'll do this after the podcast on stream.
We'll
but-
do this now. We'll do
No,
it.
we
I'm on
won't.
Curry's PC World right now. This
I'm
is a good
sure you
this is
are,
a good
Judd.
podcast.
But this is a good podcast. God damn it, it's a good podcast. But basically, we'll sort it out. But we'll look into it.
Okay.
Yeah, a PC, and you definitely want a PC, not a laptop.
No,
Hopefully
these are a few things. I've been absolutely fine playing on this laptop. It's been great. So if laptops would be cheaper,
they
then
wouldn't.
if they wouldn't, then that's fine.
It would be
Then
about £400 more.
move on then. So
Yeah.
also if it'd be cheaper getting it wouldn't be cheaper getting a payment plan, but it'd probably be more manageable.
Yeah.
Then we'll look into that, and also just building one, because I know that's definitely going to be cheaper than just getting one
Yeah,
pre-built.
that's probably going to be your best option, really, to be
So,
honest.
If we just maybe have a look at parts to make just a decent one, like one
Yeah.
that'll just last me for a bit, and then
Well, I
I
think
can upgrade
mine-
eventually.
I think mine was around 800, between 8 and 900. So I could essentially just
Fucking
build the
perfect.
same as mine.
Yeah, just
Um,
do that, good, and then
but-
I'll just throw the money at them.
It might end up being, because mine's a year old now, that you'll end up getting something slightly better for the same amount of money. But you know,
Okay,
well,
yeah.
it's not throw the money at it. I built this, like I built the computer. Like you wouldn't be able to find one like this for cheaper than 12.
I know. I'm saying throw the money at the parts, and then
All right,
I'll force you to come over, and then make you build it in front of me.
nice one. Like I said, and what do I get out of it?
I'll get you a beer.
I'd have to drive, so
I'll
I'd get you a beer to drink at home. Because I can't get one of those myself. Well, whatever. So you might be getting a computer. That's a pretty decent sign. I think for something else that I want to discuss, but not on podcast because it would be boring as a podcast thing. But okay, we'll be looking into that after this stream. So yeah, tattoos. That's that. Would you ever consider getting an inner lip tattoo?
No,
Do you remember the time when I got an inner lip tattoo?
I did, and it just
said
didn't
views.
work. Yeah, it just did not
Well, it
work.
did, but it's just gone now. Kind of. Well, you can see bits of black in my bottom lip.
Oh, that's
but-
good. I like your bits of black, Jake. Nice.
Thanks. Something else that I've been hearing a lot about lately that I thought you might either have some strong opinions on, or what's more likely is you'll just go, yeah, fine, whatever. Like you always say with everything. Have you heard of this Huel stuff, Judd?
Huel stuff.
Huel. Have you heard of this?
No, Huel
It's kind of like a
stuff.
trendy hipster thing, and it's one of those meal replacement drinks. So, like, where in theory you have Huel 3 times a day, and that gives you everything your body would need.
Whatever. So, like, no, what, you don't eat, or
No.
do you still eat, or?
You wouldn't need to.
I say go for it. The more of you it kills off, the better the world is.
Well, it wouldn't
Go
kill
for
you
it.
off,
Do
but
it.
you know, it's. Would you not try it? Would you not try Huel? Do you not want to be a Huel boy?
I'll try it. If you put like some Huel in front of me, I'll give it a drink. But I'm probably won't like it.
Well, I think I tried it because my girlfriend's got some. She got some to try, and her mum kind of enjoyed it. So I've tried it, and it was kind of like mostly gross. And that's how I would describe it. It was mostly, well, actually, mostly gross isn't the right word. It's kind of mostly like not great.
Okay.
And that's kind of the flavour experience. It's kind of like slightly gritty. But, you know, I don't... Would you?
Did you feel revitalized when you'd had some? Did you go, ooh, I could take on the world? Did you?
No,
How did you feel?
But what I will say is, our father has ordered a massive crate of the stuff.
He's buying it in bulk. He's investing in
He has.
fuel.
He's going to resell it. He's done a fuel drop. But it's. I find that very strange because our dad, for a long time, was quite a big like bloke. You know, like he was like a typical man. Played football. You know. Went to the gym, all that sort of thing, like sports and cricket and football, and just that kind of guy. He did sort of like a construction-ish job. He wasn't a builder or anything, but kind of like designed conservatories or and so it really surprised me that now, thinking back to our dad from when we were like 10 compared to our dad now. He used to be like that, and now he literally part owns a yoga studio and orders Huel in bulk. Like, fucking hell, he's the biggest hipster out of all of us. How did this happen? It's kind of weird. But I get why he's got it, because he said he's got it because if he's ever like needing to quickly get a meal or something like that, he ends up getting it from like a shop or something, and then it's more expensive, isn't it? Because it's like, it's not more expensive, sorry, it's more unhealthy, because you always end up getting like, I don't know, it might be a McDonald's is convenient, isn't it? Or like, a bag of crisps or something like that. It's convenient and easy. Whereas like he thinks with his Huel, he can just like, pop a scoop in his shaker, fill that up with water, and that's that. But then I kind of think, well, is he going to carry a bag of Huel around in his boot? Like, what's he going to do? Like, if he's going to do that, why don't he just put food in his boot? I don't know. It's just weird. This Huel malarkey. I don't particularly see why you would want to replace your meal. Like, surely even as like a big salad or something's better than like gross drink.
You'd think, but people are fucking stupid, so.
It's only a bit more expensive than a meal if you kind of like prepped all your meals as well. So I don't know. Well, Huel, that's that.
Great.
Have you ever tried a protein shake before, or are you too much of a beta for that?
Protein shake. I think Dad had some once, and I tried a bit, and it wasn't too bad. It was like I think it was a chocolate one. That's why I was like, "Oh, chocolate! Can I have some?" It's like it's protein. And it's like, go on then. I'll still try a bit. But no, it was all right.
Protein shakes, I think, are slightly better than Huel. But when I first tried one, I was like, "Oh, this is nice." But it is disappointing. It's like, which is kind of the experience I've had at every restaurant pretty much during quarantine when restaurants opened. It's like, oh, this is still nice, but definitely worse than it was. So, what do you think about? Because I've been trying to settle into a routine at work, and then kind of figure out my free time and sort of what I can do with it, and then essentially kind of like figure out what I want to enjoy now, like what I want my hobby to be, something like that, have something to get into, because I've fallen out with music, because I did that at university, saw the industry for what it was, and it's actually a bunch of cool kids getting everywhere just because of marketing. It's not actually anyone who does any good music that gets places. Well, it's not as simple as that, but so I've fallen out with music in general, because even if I were just making music for the fun of it, not even releasing it or whatever, I kind of still have that in the back of my mind and remember about like the industry and that sort of thing. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to play like multiplayer games or get into something like that, because it's not bad for my head. It's not good for my head, sorry. Then I've been playing Assassin's Creed and kind of enjoying chilling with like those games, but it feels a bit pointless. I feel like I get a bit like my anxiety brain jumps in there and goes, whoa, hold on there. I see you're having fun, but you're not getting anywhere with your life, are you? Just sitting playing games. So it's like, I kind of feel like a hobby has to have a byproduct of something good as well.
Well, I'm writing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, so I've I've kind of got something like that because like, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm exploring this universe, I'm creating characters, I'm writing a story, I'm enjoying it, and then also I know that eventually I'm going to be able to bring that to people and they're going to be able to enjoy it. So I have kind of got a little hobby going on that's going to have a good byproduct from it. So
that's not quite what I mean though. Like,
I
suppose socially that like helps with friendship and that. Because for me, as a big autism, I have to like actively think about how I might be able to make friends. You can just kind of do it, whereas I have to like think of something that will end up forcing me to make friends with people.
You have to think of a way to lure them in. You got to think of a way to trap them.
I mean,
yeah, I suppose. Are you saying is it some like it has to have a byproduct that you can market or sell? Like, does it have to have monetary
necessarily
value?
sell. No, it doesn't have to be monetary, but it has to have some sort of generally considered good byproduct. So a couple of the ones that I kind of have been thinking and already maybe starting to get into one of them is this like fashion buying and reselling, because it is interesting and cool. I am interested in the designs and that. I am interested in clothes and stuff. Which if you saw my room right now, you'd probably be able to tell because fucking clothes everywhere all over the floor. But
yeah.
So, but with that, you can kind of buy and resell and make a bit of money on the side. So there's that, and then the other one I was thinking of is kind of getting back into combat sports. Because I do really like sort of keeping up with like UFC and boxing and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's quite slow. Like you can't go home every night and watch a UFC or a boxing match necessarily, or at least not a big one or anything like that that's particularly interesting, because they just don't happen that often. Like they might happen once every couple of weeks, but the big ones might happen once every few months or something like that. So I was thinking like it might be fun to get into doing one, because the byproduct of that, there'd be a couple, there'd be like making friends because you'd be doing it with other people, or potentially, I mean, for me, probably making enemies, because no one likes me. That's the joke there. It's not a joke. It's actually more just a sad truth.
We get it. You're sad. Move on.
Then the other byproduct would be that, like, obviously fitness is part of it. So I don't know. Yeah. What would you be? Would you ever be interested in taking up a combat sport like that? Because I know you did sort of express to me that you were kind of interested in mixed martial arts one point, very briefly, a while ago.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, the only thing I've been thinking about recently is weightlifting, just because, like, I've been, you know, I've been able to tell that I've been getting stronger at work, just because, like, you know, I've been lifting a load of heavy shit all day.
Yeah.
So at one point, I was like, oh well, I might actually, because I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like that I'm getting a bit beefy. I'm enjoying it. So I was like, I might take up weightlifting up at the gym or something. So that was what I was thinking about for a bit, but I could maybe see myself like just doing a bit of boxing training, maybe.
Yeah, because the reason why I prefer that is doing like a martial art or something. I like the idea of my physical exercise and what I'm learning and practicing at to be like practically useful in a way, because weightlifting, you're strong, but like if you come into a fight with big heavy muscles and you can lift stuff, that don't mean you're a good fighter, you know?
Yeah.
So it kind of, so it's why I would learn mixed martial arts, boxing or jiu-jitsu, because those are the most sort of like practically useful ones. Like something like archery, I don't know, or like just running. You know, people who are into running. I kind of just that feels a bit like a waste of time as well, because I know you're getting fitter and that, but like you don't really help you much with like a skill, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of prefer the idea of some like practically good martial art. But so what do you think you could be convinced to do something like that?
No, martial art, but like boxing, yeah.
Boxing. Well, that's technically is a martial art, really. I mean, combat sport.
Oh well, I suppose.
Would you not prefer to do MMA?
No, to be honest, I think MMA's got too much. It's got too of that moving about malarkey. It's got too much of that thinking.
Too much moving about and thinking.
Yeah.
What? Boxing would definitely have more moving.
No, but listen, right? In MMA, you got to use your legs as well. In boxing, you just use your hands. So that's 50% less movement.
You are fucking annoying. You're really. What about jiu-jitsu?
Fucking. Oh, which one is
Do you know
that?
what
Is that?
That's like submissions and stuff. So it's all kind of like rolling around on the floor. It's about taking people down to the floor and submitting them with like chokeholds and things like that, and like arm bars, potentially breaking arms, that sort of thing.
So you're saying I get another man and I force him into a hole. I get him down to the floor and I make him submit to my will.
Yeah.
Yes.
You like that one?
Yes.
Do you think you would actually like to do that?
No, probably not. To be honest,
You just don't like anything. Is your problem, isn't it? You just don't. You're just like a miserable bastard. That's all.
No,
it is.
I'm not miserable. I just don't like anything. I'm quite content in the fact that I don't like anything. I'm quite happy about it.
The only thing that you like is not liking anything.
Yeah, because it just frees me of responsibility. I can quite happily just sit in a chair with like a beer in my hand and just stare at a wall and be happy.
So how about this then? So there's a boxing place in town, and they do private lessons. I'm guessing it's for an hour, for £30. Do you think if say I rung them up and we're like, we want to do private lessons, but there's two of us, can we split it between the two of us and kind of both be taught at the same time, like not a one-on-one, a one-on-two? Because to me, that's a lot more enticing. I'd rather have one-on-two, have someone to practice with, like we could practice with each other in the same place, and it also costs less. What do you think?
That sounds good.
Yeah?
I mean,
maybe I'll look into that. If not, I might end up doing it on my own. Whatever, because I know that's an interesting one, and it's weird because I figure if I can do a hobby where I get money, that's good. As get a bit of money on the side, that's quite good. If I can do a hobby where I get fitness or make some friends, that's quite good. But also, don't really like people either, so I kind of like the idea of private practice, which just does as well. So Tessoteric's shown up. He's saying it's here for the podcast. Hello, Tessoteric. What do you think? Do you do any combat sports? You got any more German to say to the German viewer, Judd?
Oh, what did he say? What's he saying?
He's just saying what's up. It's essentially like.
Okay. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? I'll let him respond to that.
Have you been learning any much more German, Judd?
I have. I came first in the Bronze League, so I've moved up to second.
Look at you, big man, first in the Bronze League.
I've moved up to Silver now, and I'm in promotions right now. I've not been doing it as much because I lost my little. I had a little internet box thing that I carried around me. I can't find it, but right now I think I'm like 9th I'm 10th in Silver. So
right, okay. I'm in the Obsidian League.
Nice.
Would you look at that, second from top. He says, let me pronounce this in German. Let me see if I can actually do this.
Okay.
Mir geht's gut, danke. Wie geht's es dir?
Mir geht's gut, danke. I think we got each other. I think we're on a level now.
Why don't you say something to him like a bit weirder? What's the weirdest thing you've learnt to say? He just says, nice.
Hold on, I'll bring up flirting.
Flirting? You've got to flirting lessons?
Yeah, because
I don't think there is a flirting on mine.
You unlock... Oh, shit, hold on. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
This is great podcast material.
Ich finde dich nett. Which is, I think you are nice.
Oh, no.
Ich finde dich nett.
Well, he says, was machst du grand? Grande.
Du grand. Yeah, I think you're grand. I think you're great.
I don't know.
I hope that's what it is.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
Darf ich dich zum Abendessen einladen?
No, that wasn't what it was. Anyway, I think that's the end of the podcast. We're going to continue the stream on after because we've got a few bits that we want to do. Okay. But that's a podcast, though. And everyone, just on the last thing before we finish, congratulate me on being up to date with actually uploading these things rather than like putting it off for
I'm not going to congratulate you because that is your job. So
you do fuck all. You have to congratulate me. Right.
Yeah.
End of the podcast.
That's why I'm here.
Say goodbye. Say bye. Bye.
I'm going to say, du seist eis wie mein nächste Freundin.
How funny would it be if I just ended the podcast before he could finish his German sentence? Okay.